Trekcast.
The galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
The finger points is what get me. That's amazing.
I'll try the lawnmower next week.
Is that the point to the Lord? Is that what that dance move is called?
That's right. Yeah. It's point to the Lord. Yeah. And to Q.
Nice. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Just waking up.
Yeah. What time is it over there in
7
Idaho?
a.m.
7 a.m. Okay.
I got out of bed maybe 20 minutes ago. So,
Okay. Yeah. It's 10 a.m. here. So
yeah.
But I've already been on a bicycle ride and made some breakfast and did a couple chores around the house. So
Man.
I'm trying to sound more, productive than I actually usually am. But
well, you're getting things done. I saw you were at the Blueberry Festival.
I was at the Blueberry Festival in South Haven, Michigan yesterday with my wife. We were kind of doing a little anniversary motorcycle ride. So we've been married
awesome.
21 years.
Nice. Congratulations.
So thank you.
Is that with your wife or with the motorcycle?
With my wife. I had to think about that for a second. Yeah.
Just to know which anniversary it was.
Right. Yeah, we have an annual little thing where on our anniversary we take a bike ride. Sometimes it's a weekend trip. Sometimes it's just a one day. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. In fact, I'm drinking blueberry coffee right now. So.
Oh, nice. How is that?
It's delicious. So
nice.
Yeah, every year they have the National Blueberry Festival, and South Haven is a harbor town, so it's right on Lake Michigan. So it's a big festival with craft fairs and pie eating contests and vendors, and it's really cool. So
that's really cool. Nice.
But welcome to Blueberry Fest Talk, everybody.
Right,
my name is Scott, one of your co-hosts. With me today is Daniel, the other Blueberry Talk podcast co-host.
Yeah.
So
pretty good.
What are we here doing today?
Yeah, so we are going to be reviewing Prodigy season 2, episodes 3 and 4. I don't have the titles of the episodes right in front of me, but yeah, so it's the show for the kids. We got some time between now and Lower Decks starting up at the end of October. So, we're looking for Star Trek things to talk about. And we've had a lot of our listeners say, oh, you should look at Prodigy. So, all right, we'll keep looking. And
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but yeah, before we get into that, though, let's get into the Star Trek news. We do have some news stories.
Great.
Star Trek news.
All right, so our first news story is a sad story. This has pretty much rocked the Star Trek community.
Yeah.
But actress Patti Yasutake, I think is the pronunciation.
I think that's right.
Yeah, she has passed away. She was better known as Nurse Ogawa on The Next Generation. She also played in Beef, that I'm not familiar with, but she died of a rare form of lymphoma. So she was 70 years old, and yeah, it's sad.
It is. She will be missed.
She will be, for sure. A lot of people were mentioning in our groups all around the internet how much they loved her character, that they met her at conventions and she was always a sweetheart. So
yeah,
sounds like nothing.
She was only in out of the 179 Next Generation episodes, she was only in a handful of them, like maybe a couple dozen,
maybe, yeah,
or so. But she always brought it. Especially in the episode Lower Decks. She played a big part in Lower Decks. In Parallels, where she played Dr. Ogawa. And we got a little bit of insight onto her, Nurse Ogawa's personal life when she was talking about, being engaged and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed her character, and I thought the actress, really, really brought it. So
yeah, me too. So it's sad that she's gone, but yeah, we've got those memories. So
And she's part of a long line of, sort of important side characters and nursing characters too. We got side character nurses in original series and in Strange New Worlds, and although they usually have small parts, maybe not in Strange New Worlds, but they have important parts. And I think it's important to remember that some of these side characters, these sort of smaller characters, without them, really the story doesn't come to life. Could they do a story like Lower Decks without Nurse Ogawa? Well, in the case of Lower Decks, no, they couldn't.
Right.
But they really bring a depth to the storyline, and like I said, she'll be missed.
Absolutely. All right, our next news story, because I'm a glutton for punishment. Let's talk about Paramount. What's going on with it? So, yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you hear that? Was that audible?
That was very audible. Very audible indeed, sir. So Paramount has announced this week that it's going to make a 15% workforce cut. This is typically moves you make as you're about to be sold. So that is going on. Also, it was recently announced that Sony has withdrawn their offer. So it's looking more and more like that Skydance deal is going to go through. One of the reasons why Paramount, like people were wondering, well, why would they cut their workforce now? They're about to be sold. Who cares? Because that increases the profit margin that they get. They've negotiated the price. So now that's just more money for the owners to make on the back end, because less people to pay in between now and then. So
yeah, like the Federation towards the end of the Dominion War, everybody smells the scent of death in Paramount.
That's right. That's right. These kinds of things is going to be bring up the Bell riots, right?
Right. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I don't know when the end date for this Skydance deal should go through. Probably pretty soon. I don't think they have a long time to go through, because right now what they're doing is they're going around looking to see if anyone else is interested and wants to do a counter offer.
I was just going to say, it'll finalize about the time that we find out that the deal fell through, and
Right. Yeah. So that's where we're at with Paramount. So yeah. And then our last news story comes to us from is it iFilm? Yeah. /film.com. And Rebecca Romijn is saying that Star Trek Trekkies are less scary than Marvel fans. This is kind of an interesting take.
That's interesting.
She says that at conventions, the Star Trek fans tend to be very positive and very welcoming, and even if they don't like the show, they'll say good things about the actor and actress. Whereas the Marvel fans tend to be a little more like, well, how come you don't know this about your character, and what's going to happen next, and a little more accusatory.
Oh wow.
Not always, but just overall, she's had more positive interactions with Trekkies than with Marvel characters. So
okay.
that's a weird.
You're supposed to have a Midwest accent, not a Northeast accent. Come on.
Yeah. I imagine on that Venn diagram, there's a lot of overlap in between those fan bases. So.
Oh, I'd have to imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so be nice to the actors when you get to meet them, guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. Yeah. You'd think that would go without saying, but
yeah. I mean, if you don't like the actor or don't like the show, just walk away. You don't have to.
Right.
Yeah.
You hear that, Marvel fans? Don't be a jerk.
That's right. Be nice and calm like those Stargate fans.
Right. Exactly.
All three of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's
that's
this
right.
world coming to?
That's right. So. All right. Well, that is all the Star Trek news. Any other news stories that you saw that you wanted to bring up, or?
No, not really. Although
Okay.
if I had known you were going to ask me that question, I probably would have come up with a plethora of like out there news stories.
Well, we did have we did have D23 was going on. Disney was making a ton of announcements. I don't know if you saw those.
Yep. Yep.
So we saw clips from the next Captain America to Daredevil to all sorts of different things. Speaking of
live
Marvel,
action Lilo and Stitch.
yeah. People have opinions on that. Did you?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I don't know how old I was when the first one came out. Probably not the age that they were targeting at the time. But I saw the movie. I liked the movie. I'll probably see the live action. So
yeah, I think it feels like movie studios have learned from the ugly Sonic disaster. Right, there he is. So yeah, they're just like, oh, they just want to see the character, right?
Right.
I kind of wish they would have gone this route with the Lion King stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
More realistic looking cartoons,
Right.
But that's okay, whatever.
Yeah, because that gets into is it live action? Yes. No.
Right. It's not.
Sort of.
I mean, they don't have real lions running around,
Right. But well, in the case of Lilo and Stitch, I would imagine that Stitch is going to be CGI and Lilo is going to be live action.
I'm sure they'll get some kid,
Yeah. I think that's gonna be an expensive movie to film because they're probably gonna have to film it in Hawaii. And I think that's gonna be a big budget.
Well, originally it was gonna be a Disney Plus movie, just straight to Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I guess for whatever reason they figured out, oh well, maybe people actually will pay to see this. So
it's funny you asked me if I had any other news stories. This was something I was going to discuss with you kind of offline, but then I thought, well, maybe I can, kind of get the pulse of the Trekcast fans. Not news stories, but I've come across some, I think you'd call them human interest stories, like little stories about, a guy builds a dentist office that looks like the inside of Voyager kind of story.
Yeah.
Things like that. And I've come across several of those that I'm sort of curating. And I was thinking if the audience, if our fans wouldn't mind, maybe once a month or every other episode of Trekcast, I could read sort of a human interest story about Star Trek.
Yeah, it might even be fun to bring some of those people on and just talk to them about, their love of Star Trek.
Okay. I'll do the research and see if I can get contact information for, I've got about, I don't know, 2 or 3 stories that I came across on the internet, and they just look like they're not news stories, they're not current event stories, but they're just kind of fun, heartwarming kind of things. So
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that'd be great. Daryl is saying that actors can be jerks too. He's met one particular 09 Star Trek actor who had a reputation for it at cons. I mean, people are people, right? You can catch them on a bad day. You can.
Yeah.
Some people can just be jerks. That's life, man.
That's true.
That's life. True. So, oh, look at that. Michigan, huh?
Oh, yeah. Go Blue.
Okay.
Right. Big Michigan fan in this household.
Nice. The other thing that I saw that I thought was kind of interesting about D23 was the Skeleton Crew trailer. Did you see this?
No, I didn't.
It's the next or one of the next Star Wars shows, but a lot of people are saying it was going to be Star Trek or Star Wars, Stranger Things Star Wars, basically, because it's focusing on kids and Jude Law. Yeah. I don't know what the storyline is. I guess the kids find like a Jedi temple and go from there. To me, it had definitely some Goonie vibes.
I was just gonna say Goonie. Yeah. That sounds interesting.
I don't think I'm the target demo for this, but I could see like parents with kids who want to like have a show to watch together. I think that's who they're after, which is great. That's fantastic. So, I think that looks promising. So, all right. Well, let's get to our main topic.
Fun will now commence.
All right, so we are reviewing. Nice.
Gotta love the head bob.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No
more.
Yeah. Nice. So we are reviewing Star Trek Prodigy Season 2, Episodes 3 and 4. They are Who Saves the Saviors and Temporal Mechanics 101. These are out on Netflix right now, at least in America. I don't know all the other streaming services internationally. Sorry. But the first episode is about Gwen challenges Ascendia in a duel. Meanwhile, the crew are captured by the Diviner's men and have to find themselves in a holding cell with Captain Chakotay and his first officer, the Birdman.
The Birdman.
Yeah. So I do have an image of the Birdman because I did have a question about this. So there we got Chakotay, we got the Birdman. You know, Birdman looking like he is, right?
Yep.
But I think that they had an opportunity here that they did not take. Instead of having the Birdman, they should have got actual Birdman the rapper. And I think that would have been better.
Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, I agree. Birdman
would be there
absolutely.
For the kids. Yeah. So
that'd have been great. We've seen this species before. We've seen it in Lower Decks.
That's right.
Wasn't that species? Do we know the name of the species?
I'm sure we do, and
okay.
I'm sure people will hit us up in the chat about it.
Right. Is the same as the counselor on the Cerritos?
I believe so. Yes, the one that the cat wants to eat.
Yes. Okay. So we got the same species. So we got a little continuity there. So that's cool.
Right. It's more of the big bird elite theory, trying to get you to embrace those birds, even though they're not real.
Even though they're not real.
That's right.
So do you think that in this universe, those birds are actually androids?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Maybe Borg infiltration?
Ooh. Yeah. They're like Borg synth hybrids.
Yeah. All the bad guys.
All the bad guys.
All the bad guys. Just birds. Because they say birds of a feather, right? They flock together. It's all the bad guys. Yeah.
There you go.
If it was Birdman, though, that wouldn't be the issue. Birdman would take care of those kids.
Exactly. So,
Jasmine, maybe the birds are aliens. Yeah, maybe.
Could very well be. Could very well be.
Nesting with your animus.
Yep. So in this episode, so we've got trying to get all the names right. We've got
all the character names. We have like
all Gwen. Okay, we got Gwen has a duel with Essentia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now Essentia is voiced by Jamil. She I recognize her from The Good Place.
Oh, okay.
And so there's a duel there, and they're the ones that can do their species or whatever are the ones that can like shape shift weapons and tools and stuff. They've got this weird thing where they can they've got this material that's programmable, their own programmable matter.
Yeah, just like in the Internals.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
And so they have a duel, but there's a something's going on with Gwen. And it was a little confusing, and I was sort of waiting to get on this episode so you could sort of hold my hand and walk me through it.
Yeah. So she was like phasing in and out of time because they messed up the timeline because the Protostar got taken away and Chakotay didn't get onto it.
Right.
So because of that, it's the whole Back to the Future issue. The picture is fading away, so Gwen is fading away because she no longer exists because that didn't happen. So,
right, because I thought I learned in Endgame that it doesn't work like that. So who's right? It's like the egg. It's like the egg people. First, eggs are good for you, then eggs are bad for you. But then only the whites are good. Then the white and the yolk is good. So I need all those truthers out there to do a deep dive and tell me what version of time travel rules are actually accurate.
Yeah, that is a good point. I have seen some videos with Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson about time travel, and he has talked about like we know how to go forward in time, we don't know how to go backwards. That's why we have not had time travel yet.
Right. So, yeah, I was just listening to an episode of Star Talk in which they were talking about time travel and what's sort of possible and what's sort of impossible and what's sort of probable. And they were talking about, Einstein's theory about time dilation, how you can travel forward in time. If the closer to the speed of light you get, the slower time moves for you versus the relative observer. So if you were to go out, say, 100 light years and come back, you would be you would have aged a little bit, while the place that you left and came back to would have aged a lot. Therefore, you would have traveled forward in time. So you can travel forward in time, but you also cannot observe the future. The opposite is true about the past. You can observe the past. We do it all the time when we look up at the stars. We're not seeing the stars as they are today. We're seeing the stars as they are, however far away they are in light years. Okay? So you can observe the past, but you can't travel to the past.
People are still stuck on Birdman. Hey, Birdman was in an android, wasn't he?
Sorry, let me get back to the heavy hitting stuff.
Yeah. People want to talk about the hip hop. No. I totally get what you're saying though about the time travel. Yeah. Scott's like, I'm gonna have to listen to Birdman after this show.
Right, exactly.
Who is this guy?
Oh.
Yeah. But
okay.
that's a new listener, Rose. Nice. Thanks for joining us, Rose.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Welcome.
But
boy.
Yeah, we don't know time travel, so yes, it's all theories and conjecture right now. But yeah,
I can make it up with the best of them.
That's right. So basically, Gwen is phasing in and out like the picture in Back to the Future. So that's
right.
So that's Who Saves the Saviors. But then we got Temporal Mechanics 101, which was basically our exposition episode to set up what feels like the rest of the series. Where we are now stuck in a alternate timeline. We have to travel back in time to fix things. We literally get a YouTube video of how space-time travel works in this series.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Who in the hell in Starfleet produced this video,
right?
And for whom? I mean, it honestly reminded me of something that you would get. Do you remember in Rascals from The Next Generation? The kids were in the classroom and they were accessing the kids' computer.
Yes.
And there was a difference between the kids' computer and like the normal adult computer. I feel like it was made for that.
Right. Yeah.
So the crew of the kid crew of Voyager 2 is
something that
using...
Keiko would play at her school.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Rest says, hello, Trekcast. Good morning to you, or good afternoon from the UK. Oh, cool. Right on.
Well, hi there.
Yeah.
We've got international listeners.
That's right. We're international men of mystery.
We're big time now.
That's right. We're big time. Big time, baby. So they basically their ship is broken too, and they have to repair it. There's these like little like robots that come and attack them at some point. I mean, I don't know what.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I've got a thought. I've got some thoughts. Did you notice my username today?
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah. The ship and what attacked them. What's the name of the ship? The little time ship. It's called something. Does anybody in the chat know? It's like the whatever. Anyways, I'm going to call the Nebuchadnezzar, because these ships and the things that attack them look exactly like the things from the Matrix.
Oh yeah.
They look like the hover, like even the little hover, like the little things that extend from the time ship to help it do its timey stuff. Look like the hover things from the hover ships in the Matrix. And then the things that attack them were attacking them in the exact same manner, latching on and then using their tails to like, carve them up just exactly like they did in the Matrix.
I bet. I mean, I bet that was a conversation. Like,
I'm sure it's a callback, not a callback, but like a little homage,
an Easter egg, an homage,
But to me, it was a little distracting because that's all I could think about.
You wanted Morpheus to show up. What if I told you you've been here before?
Right. Well, another thing that too was giving me a headache was they were talking about the time travel stuff, and I'm like, I could not get it through my thick, mentally challenged mind about what was affecting what and how it would affect who and why there was this delay, and some of it seemed to be like based on previous Trek, but some of it seemed to be based on Back to the Future, and I'm looking at my 13-year-old, and he's like, I get it. I totally understandable. I'm like, how I'm asking him, I'm like, well, wait a minute. How come if they went back, but she's still there, but if she's phasing, and then I'm like, oh, look, I've gone cross-eyed.
Yes. I think you have to remember this is a show for the kids. Just let it go. It's going to do whatever.
I can't. This is canon.
Yeah, I know. It is.
This is canon.
Yeah. We did see that Murph was like basically playing video games while everyone else is just freaking out. And there was a tease at the end. He's talking to some sort of being. It looks like the same person that one guy in Enterprise would talk to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I really think that's a callback to that. I don't think it's the same guy, but
no. But who else we had a theory that was also somebody else from a show we just watched, a Trek show we just watched, didn't we?
I know that the producers have said the ultimate goal was they were going to make that character Archer, like an older Archer, Captain Archer.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah.
Wasn't the other theory that it could be the guy that wore the glasses on Discovery?
Oh yeah, that was a theory.
Okay.
Yeah, Jasmine.
Oh, wouldn't it be cool? Yeah. Wouldn't it be cool if at the end of the season they got Scott Bakula and he's the one that's talking to Murph?
I mean, this thing's been out for a while, so some people know the answer. But
oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it for us.
That's right. We don't know. We've only watched 4 episodes total.
Because when they dropped it, did they drop all episodes at the same time?
Of them. Yeah, there's like 20 something episodes just on there.
Okay.
Which, honestly, after watching 4 of them, it's not that bad.
No,
it's fine.
It's overall is geared for kids, and I'll have to be honest. Really, the only reason I'm watching it is because of Janeway, Chakotay, mentions of Star Trek stuff. If this was based on another franchise, I probably would not be watching it.
Yeah. The stuff I've seen online, it doesn't, like, people will say that they try to watch it with their kids. The kids aren't interested, but they liked it, so they keep watching it. So.
See, my 13-year-old likes it.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to keep watching it then, you think?
Yeah, I'm going to keep watching it.
Okay, right on. Yeah, so I guess clearly you like the episodes, or at least enough to watch with your son.
I'm enjoying them. They're a little kiddish. That's but I'm not gonna dock points from it for that, because that's what it's supposed to be doing.
Right.
Right. It'd be like, I don't like horror films, which that doesn't mean I'm going to say a horror film sucks because I don't like horror films.
Right.
So I'll try to judge it based on what it's trying to do.
Yeah. I don't like country music, but that doesn't mean it's awful. It's just
right.
It's not my style.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can blame it all on my roots.
In your boots.
I showed up in boots and ruined your black tie affair.
That's
oh.
What? You're gonna break my heart, my achy breaky heart.
That's right. Just remember, I've got friends in low places, Daniel.
Okay, that one I know.
Yeah.
That one I know.
That was what I was quoting from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots. Okay, that's it. Dan's not here. That's Dan's job.
Yeah. Yeah. He's gonna get back to you. So.
All
right. Well, why don't we get to listener feedback then? It sounds like we're at that point. So
okay.
Yeah.
Listener feedback.
Yeah, once Scott starts singing, it's
right,
time to move on.
Daryl saying that Agent Daniels from Enterprise was the old guy in Disco. Yeah, that's right. They did that. Yeah.
I'm looking to see if I have any. I checked yesterday if I had any mail. I don't think I've got any mail. Remember, guys, you can email us at trekcasttng@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And
then,
you can also email me at strongbeard1701@gmail.com. And you can also leave us a voicemail, 570-661-0001. Leave us a message.
As Dan says, Sector 0001.
But that's right.
Well, we got Jazbiz on the line. He's right there. So let's bring him in. What's going on, Jazbiz?
Trying to wake up.
Is it too early for you?
Yeah, it's early.
What part of the country are you in? I mean, you don't have to give me your address.
I'm in Oklahoma, so
Oklahoma.
So, Chicago time. So
that's right.
That's the
they like country music in Oklahoma, right?
Well, Garth Brooks from Oklahoma, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
but do I like country music? No.
Nice.
I like 90s country music. I had an old 84 Chevy Scottsdale that the radio was broken. It was stuck on our local country station for about a year. So.
Oh yeah. I tried that. I just kidding. I was a delivery guy back in the day, and that was like the last station I could go to. Like if I wanted to listen to music, and that's why I went.
What's your favorite Birdman song?
I'm gonna be honest. I have never heard of Birdman.
Yeah, you got me on that one.
Okay.
So birds aren't real, and you got a bird man.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Is he half cyborg?
Well, I think the character on the show is part Borg and part synth.
Okay. Could be a changeling.
With some Romulan Tal Shiar programming.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
So did the chicken come before the egg, or the egg come before?
He arrived in a giant egg like Mork from Mork and Mindy.
You got to ask Neil deGrasse Tyson on that one.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can stump him.
I'll ask him. Neil deGrasse Tyson is coming to Miller Auditorium in Kalamazoo next year. So
I saw him 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, you should put in a request to interview him.
If the tickets weren't $130 for the cheap seats, cheap seats.
It's not cheap.
Yeah.
It's probably a giant auditorium, isn't it? So
you might be able to get press passes, Scott. From the show.
There you go.
That would be hilarious.
Baby, I will. I'll email. I'm still waiting to hear back from Chicago, but birds are real.
Birds are real. I'd just be dead serious.
Yeah, that's right.
See what he says about
just
that.
Look at him in the eye.
Yeah, he's not gonna like that question. You'll just be like, so dumb.
He's like, "Are birds real?" He's gonna believe you're from Trekcast. Wait, who the hell are you? Get off my stage. Yeah, get out of
my
here.
lawn.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, did you hear the Joe Rogan episode with Terrence Howard on there?
Oh yeah.
Discount Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
Listen to the Terrence Howard, the first one, then listen to the second one because it actually had somebody that was kind of blocking some of the stuff. So
Terrence has some interesting opinions on math and science.
I can't stand Terrence Howard. He is the poor man's Don Cheadle. I was so glad when he was replaced in Iron Man 2. Other than that, I have no feelings at all about.
Have you seen the meme that now that they've gotten rid of Jonathan Majors as Kang, that they should go against Terrence Howard to be Kang?
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be perfect.
Be amazing. But
yeah, because I'd watch it probably. I mean, just bring him back.
Yeah,
I know you're not a friend.
Yeah,
I hope there aren't a lot of.
I watched 1.5 last night. I stayed up late, and then I was like, okay, I gotta go to bed now. So it was nice to see Chakotay. I think they really made him skinny. I was like, man, he's like fit
definitely
now.
Stylized drawings.
Yeah, it's a certain style of animation.
I was like, if they could do that to me, that'd be great. So
Yeah, me too. It was nice to see the doctor too.
Yeah, it was good to see him.
Well,
He still sounds
nice
the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of nice to bring back old characters, even though you're not going to get a show with them or another Deep Space Nine, or we got Picard, but they're not going that way. So
I see mock-ups all the time for people who want a Janeway show,
well,
like a live-action Janeway show.
I think the young, what's Picard's son's name?
Oh, Jack.
Jack Crusher. Yeah. Like more people want that show than anything else.
Of course.
I want Molly the dog.
Molly the dog.
Janeway's dog that she mentioned like once.
Oh, that's right. Speaking of dogs, I hear dogs in the background, and I have one request. Next time, I'd like you to introduce these dogs because I'm a dog person. So next time, I want you to bring these dogs in.
I was going to bring them in now. Is that your treats or theirs?
That's how my wife gets my attention.
That's right.
I'm in the kitchen.
Oh, look!
Look at that. Welcome to Dogcast.
What kind of dog is that?
He's a Sheltie.
Oh, look at that. It's so cute.
Yeah, he's a mess.
What's the name?
Baxter.
Oh, that's a cool name.
Baxter. Yeah. That's cute.
Yeah. Or sometimes.
And we got dogs on Trekcast.
Is he in a glass case of emotion, Baxter?
Yes.
Just gonna let him near a fridge and Jack Black.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna be throwing a burrito outside of my car and be like,
nice.
That's where the name kind of came from. Was that movie?
That's what I figured. That's where a dog named Baxter would come from. Anchorman for sure.
And the other dog, I don't know where she's at. She's probably sleeping because we had a thunderstorm, so it kind of turned the power off last night. So they've been barking at lightning.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Aw.
Desiree says she grew up with Schultes, so
yeah. I've had 3 of them, and I have the other one's half Sheltie, half mini Aussie.
Oh, okay.
And she's
nice.
She's psycho. So, I mean,
why is she psycho?
Well, you got 2 like herding dogs breeding together, and she's just totally different.
Yeah.
Still got things to say though.
Yeah. Well, thunder.
Yeah, there you go.
Eat a cheese ball. So
that's cute.
So, Jasmine, are you gonna go watch the rest of Prodigy, or?
Actually, I am. I liked Prodigy better than I did the Batman series last week.
Yeah.
Because
me too.
I feel the pacing's better.
Yeah.
You actually get to see the crew. You get to see like Easter eggs, which is nice to see.
Have you guys finished the Batman series?
No.
I got up to 4, and I was like, "This is."
Haven't seen another episode since last week.
Yeah, so I finished it because I banged my knee, so like I'm kind of walking with a limp right now. So,
okay.
So because I have to ice it, so I'm like, oh, I'll just watch this while my.
How was it?
It's a show.
It's a show.
It's a show. Oh, the knee's fine. It's
okay.
It's bruised up. That's all.
I tweaked my knee last weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been walking around with a knee brace. I have no idea. You know how like when you're younger and you're like you land on it wrong and it kind of twinges and you just kind of kick it and it's better like 20 minutes later. Same exact thing, only it wasn't better 20 minutes later. It's still stiff and weird and sore and sort of gives out every once in a while. So welcome to my mid 40s.
See, I was walking into work, I wasn't paying attention, and I tripped on the curb and smacked my knee right against the concrete. And
tell everybody in the audience what your first 4 words were. or wait a minute.
Bad words. Yeah, a lot of bad words.
A lot of bad words.
Yeah, a lot of bad
words. Were they
in
English or Spanish?
Both. Both. Yeah, both. But yeah. So because I've been just icing it, I watched the rest of Batman. It's got an interesting arc for Harvey Dent. I don't think I ever once heard him called Two-Face, even though he is,
Yeah.
They just call him Dent.
Well, he hasn't had it. He hasn't had his accident yet, so
he does eventually.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But they still call him Dent afterwards.
Yeah, they still call him Dent after that.
Okay, not too.
Now, in the comics, do they call him Two-Face before the accident because of like how? I don't know. Was he?
Yeah. Well, the Nolan movies introduced the fact that they called him Two-Face behind his back.
Yeah.
Right.
He would get corrupt cops. So, but there is a teaser at the end of the series for the next season. They're definitely teasing some more villains, but overall, I thought it was fine. I think some of the better episodes are on the back end of that series.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I guess
last week on the. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say. I guess Bruce Timm said that some of these scripts were old Batman the Animated Series scripts that they basically repurposed for this. Episodes that were considered too dark for kids in the 90s. So,
okay. Yeah. I saw on our Facebook group, Tim said about the new Batman, because I had pretty much crapped on the new Alfred. I said Alfred was done dirty. He said about the new Batman series, Alfred was not done dirty; he was done classic. And he posts a link to History of Batman Facebook page, and the Batman from the comic books, from the early comic books, does bear a resemblance to what they were going for in this new series. My counterpoint to that is I still think it's a bad iteration of it. So yes, I didn't realize that Alfred from way back in the day looked like I don't know, kind of penguin-y. That's there it is right there.
Yeah.
So because in later iterations, like in the show Gotham and in other newer live action, they sort of show him as more of a badass, as more of a trainer. They show him as like special forces and stuff like that. So and that kind of makes more sense to me in the storyline of Batman, that his butler wasn't really a butler. He was hired as a butler, but because of his background.
And in the Arkham games, they make him English too, so he has an accent.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
The Keaton Batman, like he's just an old guy on there.
Yeah,
I don't even think he has any skills or anything. He just knows.
He does seem to have, but in the sort of Burton verse, he does have. He's mentioned as a mechanic. Yeah, he looks like he's pretty good with a computer. He's good at getting information, that kind of thing. He's old. The guy that played him is old, so he's probably not going to be
maybe he was a World War II like spy or something.
Right, but in I like the way they portrayed him in Gotham. He was like former SS or SS, not SS. Whatever the English, British.
I know you're talking about.
Whatever the British, I'm going to get so much hate mail. Whatever the British Special Forces are.
For
that's what he's. No, Alfred.
Oh, Alfred. Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
I think we've been talking about both of them in this conversation.
Yeah. It's like I don't remember Penguin ever being Special Forces.
Well, then somebody says, "Well, in one iteration he was English." And I'm like, "No, he was English in all of them." SAS. Thank you.
SAS. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I'm like, I was about to correct you and say, I think he's always been English. Oh no, you're talking about the Penguin.
I'm talking about the Penguin. Yeah.
Okay. SAS. I was off by one letter in my defense.
And then there's the SF, and then there's.
AJ says he's MS-13. Yeah, maybe. Sure, why not? He's L Penguin or L Alfred.
Maybe he's MI6, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But doesn't that make sense that Tom and Martha Wayne would have hired, a Cold War badass kind of guy to watch over their kid?
Yeah, there's because they constantly reboot the comics and change things around.
Well, yeah.
There is one where it ends up Alfred is really Bruce's dad, and that the whole reason the Waynes got killed was Thomas Wayne was mad that his wife had an affair, and so he wanted to kill her and kill Bruce, and the hitman got it wrong and didn't want to kill the kid, so he killed both parents. And
wow, how do you turn like one of the darkest superhero storylines even darker?
Right? Yeah. And so he's had his dad there the entire time and didn't know it.
And then Alfred's like feeling guilty the whole time. Like, maybe I should have banked his mom.
No, basically they both find out at the same time that he was his dad the entire time. Maury Povich shows up and has the envelope.
Yeah, paternity test and everything.
Yeah. That's right.
And you see him jumping up and down and realizes like, oh wow, I got his parents killed.
Dad is home. Alfred realizes he's just super rich now.
Yeah. Look at all this money.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I wearing a butler outfit?
That's right. That's right. Nuts to this, sir. We're hiring staff.
Yeah.
Oh,
it turns
boy.
into the Playboy Mansion in there. So.
No kidding. You got 2 bachelors with all that money? Yeah, of course. Of course.
So we're taking out the Bat Cave. We're making a swimming pool with a grotto.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Like, we're going to turn this to the Babe Cave. I like the idea of Party Alfred.
Yeah,
Party Alfred.
Hawaiian shirt.
And he's dressed like Hugh Hefner, and he's got like
That's
a
right.
pipe in his mouth and a smoking
Party
jacket.
Alfred in the house tonight.
Yes.
He just
Oh my
wears
God.
pajamas all day and just
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Well, anything else you want to bring up, Chad Spitz?
I like our version of Alfred better. So
We need to pitch that idea.
Yeah.
So, last week we had Frostbite, and then you had the Mama Bear.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
This week
right.
we got Alfred.
Daniel, can you get James Gunn on the line? We can start pitching some ideas.
I mean, I'll see him at the next meeting. I'll talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Has anybody seen Borderlands yet?
No.
I have not.
Okay, me either. I've seen the reviews, and they look like when I see 3, was it a 3 on Rotten Tomatoes?
3%. Yeah.
Yeah, 3%.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
That's
bad.
almost worth watching.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's almost worth, like, if they did a riff tracks on it with the movie going, that'd be great.
Because I'm
Probably
getting
more
back
money.
into screenwriting, I kind of want to go see it because as much as they say go watch good movies to kind of learn what to do, it's just as important to watch bad movies to learn what not to do.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that's why James Gunn's done so well, because he did all the Trauma films.
He learned a
up.
lot from Trauma. Yeah.
Yes. And
Yeah,
all
he learned
those,
a lot.
because he knew like how to be schlocky, but not like too awful. And I don't know, it just he got better with it. So
Yeah.
because
All right.
now, like this new Superman series, it looks cool.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm
Because
excited.
like,
for
a
that
lot
new
of people are
Superman.
talking crap about the Superman outfit. I almost think it's going to change. So,
Oh yeah, I think it will. I think it absolutely will.
and I want to see it first. I think I trust.
Yeah, I'm very much looking for. I'm a big Superman fan. Dan's a big Superman fan too.
Yeah, big time.
So
Well,
I'm
that was,
looking
like, my
forward
first
to.
superhero. Like growing
Yeah.
up, like when
Yeah.
we were
Yep.
little, that was our first superhero movie when you think about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because until Batman '89, that was like your second major superhero movie, and then you went from there to
Yeah,
the X.
Superman came out a decade earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
so
yeah.
also Superman and Lois, the final season is coming out.
Oh, I can't wait. That show's
yeah.
great.
Looking forward to that very much. They
Yeah.
ended the last season with with Doomsday
Mhm.
and the big epic fight. So they're gonna
Mhm.
yeah.
All right.
Looking forward to
I
that.
haven't
Well-
seen that series yet, so
I think we're winding down. It feels like.
Yep. Also,
Yeah.
just keep in mind, everybody, there's going to be the Chicago Star Trek convention coming up
Yep.
in the end of September.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going from. Let me look up the dates real quick. It's going to be at the Chicago. It's Star Trek Chicago from September 27th through the 29th.
Nice.
I'm still waiting on a email letting me know if I'm going to be able to get press passes or not.
Okay.
So I think whether or not I go is going to be dependent on that.
Sure. Yeah.
So if I'm going to book, I'm actually booking a hotel today, a refundable hotel right
Yeah.
at the Hyatt Regency. And there are still rooms available at the Hyatt Regency. And if you go through their website, just Google Star Trek Convention in Chicago. If you go through their website, which is creative, let me look at it here real quick. Creation Entertainment. You can get a special rate at the Hyatt Regency. However, if you're a veteran or a member of the military, you can get a rate that's slightly less than that.
Oh, nice.
So definitely check that out. So
I
will let everybody know if I'm going to attend the second I get confirmation on whether I get those press passes.
Okay.
And if I do, and anybody else is going to be there, we can have a little meetup.
You gonna go get one of those beef sandwiches from the Bear?
Absolutely.
Yeah, an Italian beef. Yeah.
Nice. I love beef sandwiches. I love sandwiches. I love food.
That's true.
I love food.
Don't we all?
I love food.
That's right.
It's good.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
See you next time.
See ya.
This is Captain Benjamin Sisko of Deep Space Nine and Space God to the Bajorans. I have a mission for you. This falls outside of Starfleet guidelines, so I can't order you, but I'm asking for volunteers. Volunteers who will subscribe to the Trekcast YouTube channel, leave 5-star reviews on your podcast app of choice, and share Trekcast across your social media accounts. If we can make our audience bigger, we might have a chance against the Dominion. Are you ready? Subscribe, like, and share. Are you with me?